Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So Silo is the best show on TV, hands down. I mean, genuinely, hands down. I think it's been the best show on TV for quite some time. I mean, in terms of dramatic structure, character, world building, plotting, superb. Everything about it is absolutely superb. Would I call it woke? Not really, no. It's multiracial, but not in a weird way, right? It's really clever. If you're not watching it, I really, really recommend you give it a try. They're up to episode 6 right now. Maybe you want to wait another 3 or 4 weeks till they finish the season and get yourself a subscription to Apple Plus on the month, because this is so worth the $6 to binge watch. Again, excellent. Just excellent writing. Excellent performances. Rebecca Ferguson stars in it from episode 3. Very good characterization. Like, you believe all the characters, and you totally believe this world, right? This world that they made. Like when I recommend to people, they always ask me, "Is it science fiction?" Because I like science fiction, right? I go, sort of, but it's not really. That's not really the point of it, right? The point is the ever-expanding mystery, and again, the character drama that draws you through this incredible series. I am loving this, right? I am absolutely loving this. This is high class entertainment. Again, best thing on TV by far, right? By far. Like, I like Star Trek Picard. I thought that was very good. I thought it was the best thing this year. But it was basically building off Star Trek Next Generation. This is building something fresh, well, building off a series of novels. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's not disposable. It's intelligent. It really sucks you in. Am I giving you the impression I like it? Good, because I do. I like it, and I want you to watch it. Really, that's what I really want you to watch, because it's that good. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fan-freaking-tastic. You can catch me on a live stream daily on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter. You can get me on all those platforms with glee and gusto, right? You can find me there. Also on Facebook, I've put videos on Facebook. Yeah, I'm all around. Everything's in the video notes, baby. Everything's in the video notes. Go and subscribe to everything. And your life will be enriched in such an incredible way. I don't think I could even describe it for you, right? I don't think I can even describe it, so I'm not going to try. I'm just going to say, like, share, subscribe, comment. Definitely subscribe, especially on Rumble. Fine! As I said, this came from a live stream I did. When was it? On Friday. This is Sunday I'm recording this. So let me hand over to me from a few days ago. So, essentially the setup's like this. You have this massive concrete silo underground. It's 144 levels deep, right? It's completely enclosed. They have artificial lighting. That's one of the things that was really clever. They don't know how long they've been there or why they're there. They have like a sensor so they can see outside. And they have that on like every level, every other level. They have a giant screens that look like windows looking outside, right? So, like 147 years earlier, there was a revolution. They say they burnt all the records, so nobody knows why they're there. But there's a thing called the Pact that they live by, which has a lot of strange rules. Like, firstly, they're not able to in any way mechanize the going up and down the silo. You can only walk up and down. And so let's say you're at the top, you have to walk to the bottom. It takes a full day, right? You're there for 2 days. Like, you've got to sleep there overnight. And vice versa. It's like, caste systems depending on where you are in the silo. But it's very good at world building, right? So the first 2 episodes have the main characters are dead by now, right? The first one, you have the woman from what's the name? Parks and Rec. I can't remember her name. Whatever. So and she's married to the sheriff. Don't know his name. And he's black, she's white. So far, every couple is multiracial, right? So I've noticed in the silo. So, first episode is basically the sheriff's wife stumbles onto a record. It's called, you're not allowed relics or before the silo either, or from before the Pact, right? So suddenly she stumbles over a hard drive which has some data on it, and she sees life outside is not as they presented it, right? There's actually, it looks barren outside, but it looks like but she says it's not real. And she said, and the punishment is when you say you want to go outside, the punishment is you're sent outside to clean the camera, the sensor, right? And then you go and you normally stagger before you get that far off, and you collapse and die, right? So because of the poisoned earth or something. And she says, no, that's actually fake, and they change what you can see, right? So she becomes obsessed and want to go outside. She was also approved to have a baby, but they think she didn't get pregnant, and she suspects that her birth control was never really removed. And she's anyway. So she stumbles on this conspiracy theorist guy who's got this old hard drive. She finds all this evidence on it about the silo, right? So she becomes obsessed, and eventually, when she isn't able to have a baby, she has this massive breakdowns, and she screams in the middle of the canteen, "I want to go outside!" Right? And she's like, "No, don't say it." It's too late. They say it. It's their crime, and so she's got to go outside to clean. She goes outside, and she says, "Listen, if it looks like to us outside, like barren and dead, I'm not going to try and clean the sensor. I'm just going to wave and sit there. But if it looks good, I'm going to clean it, right?" And so she gets outside, and she's in this hazmat suit, and she comes over, she cleans it, meaning like, oh, must be something out there, right? And then she goes and collapses and dies, right? So that's basically the first episode. The second episode is the sheriff, her husband, over the next couple of years, basically, falls apart. Yes, essentially. The guy who found that the hard drive, right, turns up dead, and he's investigating it, right? And he's pretty sure there's something outside that he wants to go outside as well, right? And he gets more and more into it through this investigation. So basically, he goes outside as well. And basically the same thing. He dies next to the corpse of his wife, if that's really what we're seeing. But he pulls his helmet off first, right? And you see from this point of view, everything looks good, but you don't know if that's real or fakers either, right? So that you don't know what's going on. But like, as I said, the world building is great. So the girlfriend of the person, and the person who found the hard drive is mysteriously found dead, falling from the stairs in the silo, right? So he had a girlfriend, Juliette Nichols, played by Rebecca Ferguson. Freaking excellent in this, right? Everybody in this is freaking excellent, right? And and so he had found out where this secret cavern was at the bottom of the silo, where the things that dug the silo were, right? So that's where they are, and he had like all these relics that you weren't allowed to have that he kept there, and he kept investigating what's going on, right? So he's been killed, right? And I can't remember exactly, but she went down to where he worked out that he said that you should go. There's a pipe to get out. And you go down there, and it's just all water, right? And she was like terrified of the water. Her light drops into it, and it's like it vanishes. So you have no idea how deep it is. So okay, she climbs out, right, and she freaks out. And they go back. The watches turns out to be important later. Again, there's lots. I didn't know that when I was getting these screen grabs. There's lots of these little details that really work. So basically, she's freaked out, right? And Silo. So yeah, these people, the three people, are from judiciary, right? So they keep setting up different groups to be bad guys, but then you get to know the people, and they're much more interesting. Like the main face of judiciary is this really scary guy who they had a great moment in episode 4, I think. And episode 5, he was just standout speeches, just fantastic actor, right? Great voice. Really, really worked for this role, right? Just great. But I do, again, the world building I find absolutely excellent. So so he's left now, and he's nominated this woman, Juliette Nichols, to become the next sheriff. So the mayor, who everybody loves, the mayor, right? She's been the mayor forever, is walking down to meet her to offer her the job, right? So this is the big thing of the day, and she's going with the sheriff's deputy. And then and she's not stopping in a judicial when she does eventually get in trouble. So yeah, again, great character, right? They start their long walk down. Meanwhile, she wakes up and gets back to life again. So this is judicial, and they don't stop. So Juliet Nichols is at the bottom of the silo, and she deals with the generator. And again, she's the stunning and brave woman who is the key to everything, but really compelling. Like, I just really like these characters. Again, you know how great this is. In one episode, they sketch out the characters so you know who they are and you care about everybody and you're invested in their mission, right? It's it's so rare, right? It's so rare. So yeah, so the silo the generator keeps going off, and the boss says, you're not doing well, right? Since what's name died, you got to pull it together. So anyway, the mayor show. Oh, so this is the head of analytics, Tim Robbins. He's the other big power player. So they stop by, and she offers him a bottle of wine or from a private stash. He apparently has a big stash. And I like how the technology is all very limited, right? Because you're not allowed to have lenses or cameras or things like that. So she's basically telling her the plan that she's going to offer this guy, Juliet Nichols, the job, rather than the stooges that they want to have it, right? Meanwhile, she goes down to the baby level and the hospital level, and everyone's happy to see her. Again, totally beloved leader, and she meets the babies. No, Ian Glenn's freaking excellent and everything. She's Juliet Nichols' father, right? Who has a bit of a weird, strange relationship with her. We find out more as we go along. He said, can you tell me something about your daughter as well? Not really. We don't really haven't talked for years. She, meanwhile, is hangs out down here with this woman who doesn't go outside and fixes things, right? She's telling him about how terrifying it was. Again, look at this world building, right? I like, you got this, farming levels. It's really good. So they stop and they have something to eat. And you get this nice little relationship building up between the two of them, which is sweet, right? And again, great characters, really well drawn. You get to know them very quickly, and they're very believable. They're very three-dimensional. So this guy's essentially the bad guy, right? He's from Judicial. He's got this great silky voice. So he comes to bribe the mayor, saying to try and get her to get the stooge they want as the sheriff is going to give us strawberries. Yeah, that's where the guy who was killed died. So it's pretty clear that he was murdered, right? I found what I was looking for. I think that's a note from the no, that's a note from her boyfriend, right? So the silo is not doing good, right? So the generator is not doing good, and she has to keep going in and fixing it, right? And again, she's stunning and brave and knows what she's doing. But it's good. But you know what? It is good. I hate to tell you, it's very, very good. So she comes and somehow the mayor and this woman know each other well, and so she meets with Juliet and says, you've been nominated to be the sheriff, right? And she's like, well, I got a job. I can't leave this. So the other sheriff said, if I find something, right, because they're talking about their boyfriend, I'll send you a sign, right? And she said, I have no idea what you're doing, right? So they leave, and she's talking about it, and it's just weird. And then, hey, look, there's something written on the back. She sees it, and she runs after this. Okay, yes, I am going to take the job, right? But I have to. We have to fix things down here first. So I have to make sure things are working. The generator keeps going off, right? He's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." Right. So off they come. By order. Oh yeah. So she says we need to take the generator offline for 8 hours. This has never happened before, right? In the silo. So we got to go and back up power so we can fix it. right? And everyone's freaking out. Everyone's terrified. And this guy, Tyrole's like, what the hell? So again, great explanation of the prop. Again, writing in this is freaking excellent, right? Every bit of writing is just so sharp. So imagine you have a spinning top, right? It spins nice, but then if it develops a little kink in it, it's always going like that. That's basically the problem. One of the blazers got bent, and they need to find it, right? They need to turn it off to find it and fix it. But the problem is this: they've only got about half hour before everything blows up. Essentially, the police, meanwhile, they all have to go and everyone's scared about the blackout. This is basically, again, very good explanation of what we're doing. Steam comes up from where the arrow is, right, and goes into the turbine. There's a thing there that close it off, but if you close it off for too long, it gets too hot and it melts, and it'll explode, right? So the plan is they're going to take the covers off while it's still going, and when they see where the problem is, then they'll stop it, and that's when the clock starts. Meanwhile, everybody gathers together in the communal areas, getting ready for the big power outage. Power goes off. And again, no one's experienced this in their lifetime. They're all terrified, right? Police are out helping. Meanwhile, really good piece of direction, a good piece of set piece, right? Because I really cared about all of this, right? I was totally on board. So they pull back the thing and they can see where it's like where it's all sparking. In the episode, she punched it. You have a thing called a shadow. That's how you take on your profession. You shadow somebody until you learn that. So she punched out a shadow earlier when she wanted to fix it. So as soon as it turns down, they lift them up to where it is. And they start fixing stuff, right? They drop down this big blade that needs to be fixed, and again, they've only got so you have this juddering clock all the way through, which is very good at building up the tension, right? So yeah, and great scene, freaking great scene. The scary guy from Judicial, right? You see him with his daughter, and how sweet he is with her, and how she stays with her. Again, his voice is just like velvet, right? Just a great actor, really. This guy is the deputy. He's like the chief right now, while until somebody else comes along. He likes to draw, right? And so they go out and they see the the darkness of the silo. And basically, she confesses their love for each other, right? And it's again lovely little scene. That's why she asked him to go down and to interview the new mayor, the new sheriff. But yeah, it really genuinely works. Great stakes. Okay, so it starts to get the more scary. The valve is melting, right? They're like, we don't have so much more time. So meanwhile, she is, okay, I have an idea. And she says, you take over here. Boom. And she jumps down and she gets a hose and goes to where it is. And then she basically gets them to wood call it. But it was good because the beginning of the episode, each episode is like a novel, and with a beginning, middle, and end. With the beginning episode, you set up her fear of water and her fear of drowning, right? Which makes this much more heroic. So she managed to bring the power down. And people are like scared, things happen, not much anyway. So they they tease it and she's like nearly I think she goes under the water because there's so much water. Will it work? I don't know. Listen, they killed. This is the third episode. And they killed off the lead of the first episode, the lead of the second episode, Maybe you thought she could die in this one, right? But no, they bring her out. Okay, Rebecca Ferguson is the lead. Okay. But again, because they took the time to set up the cultural fear of water, right? Because they don't have open bodies of water, right? It's a something nobody sees and is terrifying them. Because they set the time to set that up, that makes this that character so much stronger, right? just care and attention, right? You really don't get that so much anymore. Oh, going the wrong way. All right, yeah, very good. So yeah, so they start the turbine going, and yeah, Darmok, the lights come back on again. Everyone's happy. Yeah, again, lovely scene with his daughter, right? That totally makes him into a much more interesting three-dimensional character, right? And I do like, they see the artificial lighting they have outside over his window, so it feels like you're outside. All that, again, time, effort, and care has been spent on it. Fine. So she's fine. I'm going up the top. She gives him this relic, a camera. They don't know it's a camera, right? So Tim Robbins is not happy. So we will have words about this. And off she heads. And yeah, so now you finally get to see the badge. What is it that prompted her? It says truth. He wrote on it. So it says the truth is out there. Anyway, so a great ending, right? A great, not just we've had a great episode where characters had an arc and done things and moved, and the stories moved onwards, and it's things have mattered, right? Now we have a great ending to the episode as well. So they're going off to get ready for a date. She's just getting her stuff together. She gets a bottle, and then she hears clunk. She passes out, right? He kicks down the door, and she's brown bread, right? Brown bread. Who was she? Was she killed by judicial? I don't know. Was this a political plot? What happened, right? What happened? I am so invested at this point, right? I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it actually gets better as it goes on. So yeah, I will be catching up with that this week, right? We will get up to date with Silo by the end of this week. Okay, that is the plan. Fine. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.